In 2021, what would you say the keys to YouTube growth are if someone was starting out fresh?
I I always tell people the kind of the same advice, and I never want to hear it when I'm saying like you need to be yourself, but you need to be different than everyone else because you can replicate a lot what's working. If anything, I would think it's almost easier to be an influencer or a YouTuber in this world because you can see the years of the evolution and the changes and mistakes that people have made, and you can almost replicate what's now really really working. Whereas you don't you can skip a lot of the phases. Now you know exactly what camera to get, exactly the format. People like little montages. You can just do all this stuff, and but a lot of people aren't going to be consistent with it. And people think that a lot of people come up to me at the fitness expos and they want to start a YouTube channel, and I'm like, okay, what is your channel going to be about? And they're telling me, it's going to be I'm going to give fitness tips and I'm going to show my life. And my first kind of question is like, why do you think people should already like care about what you're doing in your life? Like, you haven't developed any sort of relationship with people. I think that I started giving value in the fitness industry a while ago, and that gave me validity to continue to show more of my life. Whereas now, if someone just wakes up and be like, I'm gonna show everyone what I'm eating for breakfast, it's like, why should people care about what you're eating for breakfast? Like, you can't just go into the space and just think that everyone should follow your wild life. And everyone always thinks that you have to do like crazy things or crazy challenges or shock value or things like, a lot is working. And if you go down that path, I think then you always have to be one-upping yourself every single time.
Right.
But
and then you end up falling down that path that Logan did. So that's what he was doing. He was one-upping himself and one-upping Jake, and him and Jake just started doing crazy things together, didn't they? Every single video was one-upping. And then obviously
you have to. I've gotten DMs before, and they've been like, "Hey Max, I love your videos, but they're they get a little bit repetitive with you just kind of doing your daily things. Like you should go maybe like." He even said is like you used to go rent some like jet skis and go drive around. I was like, that's not my life. I was like, I'm not just going to go do wild things just for the videos. I've been vlogging my life for the past couple of years, and if anyone comes in, like this is what they're getting, and more you should be following the growth of my life. And I think what people need to focus on when they build these channels is developing a story, and you have your short-term goals, your mid-term goals, and your long-terms, and people can follow along with that, whether that's business or you have I think the biggest thing is having some sort of focus and direction and goals for whatever it is that you're trying to get across to people. Whereas for me right now, people are I think following a lot of my life because they're seeing the businesses that I started. I'm showcasing a lot of the ups and downs of that. I'm showcasing from when we started to as we grow. I give a lot of information. I'm, I guess leveling up in my own life of like getting my first house, getting my dog, and then I'm showing the like renovations of the house. I'm letting people in a lot in my life, and I think that's where people can relate to because they see me getting stressed out. They see me things not working out for me and me having to like adjust my plan. And I think it's very relatable to people, and they can kind of follow along and see what I'm doing.